What is the one thing about social media that you'd like to change? And I said cyberbullying. I have faced cyberbullying a lot. I was in South Africa, a place called the Apartheid Museum over there. Nelson Mandela was kept hostage there for a while. He was jailed. I would go on stage, the women would be standing on stage and they were chanting for everybody. Anybody who would walk on stage, they'd be like, "You go, girl," and you know, "Queen," and all of those. The way the spirit of being unstoppable. Yes. Your spirit has to be unstoppable. कि कितने भी roadblocks आ जाएं, मैं हार नहीं मानूंगी.
बिल्कुल.
But मैं अपने लिए time निकालूंगी. I'll keep my body and my mind well rested.
And sleep, basically 8 hours of sleep or 6 to 8 hours of sleep is essentially आपके organs detox कर रहे हैं उस time पे. अगर आप सो नहीं रहे हो तो आप you're taxing your liver or you're taxing your heart or you're taxing your digestive system. Women are not paid equal to men. Every 100 rupees a man earns, women have to work. They are working the same way. They earn only 40 rupees. Going for the same job profile would go in with the confidence which is 20% and show 80%. This is research talking, not me talking. Whereas a woman will talk the truth. कि मुझे 20-30% ही आता है, बाकी मैं on the job सीख लूँगी. Hi everyone, welcome to Unstoppable Women. Yet another amazing episode is upcoming. We have an amazing guest, Mrs. World, sitting next to me. Welcome, Sargam Kaushal.
Thank you very much for having me.
And thank you for getting the title back to India after 21 years.
Thanks a lot.
It was a long wait.
Yeah, it was a long wait for me as well.
Tell us how it started for you, to get a crown of that stature and having a dream to be on a global platform. Was there something seeded in childhood? How did it start?
So this dream actually wasn't mine to begin with. It was my father's. And I still remember I think I was in 9th standard. I was visiting my dad in Kashmir. He was working there. And so bank calendars you have, right? Every year they kind of give them to you as a gift.
Yes.
So he got one of his bank calendars from Bank of India. And there was a picture, a very old picture of Sushmita Sen. It was her homecoming picture, I remember, when she won Miss Universe.
Yes.
And he told me, and I had an inclination towards sketching. So he told me that, why don't you sketch this? And I remember spending days and
How
days
old were
and
you
days.
then?
I was in 8th standard, 9th standard.
This was 1994, if I
Yes.
know.
So, but
right?
these pictures were, I think these were the older pictures of
okay.
celebrities or iconic figures. And
okay.
so, it was a part of that calendar. And so I started spending almost entire day sketching that kind of that picture, and I just couldn't get the smile right somehow.
Okay.
So he said, "No, you have to get the smile right. You have to get the crown right." And once that kind of happened, he was really happy. I couldn't actually complete that picture somehow, but he was very happy that I spent a lot of time doing that. And he said, do you know why I told you to do this? You remember that I had shown you this show called Miss Universe in 1994. You were very young. I was just 4 years old when I must have seen that.
Okay.
And he said that, do you have the vaguest idea? Because I remember looking at you and looking at Sushmita Sen winning, and I wanted you to be that person. I saw you in her, or I saw her in you, or whatever. So I want you to think about it very seriously. And I was just a kid, and a father talking to a teenage daughter about pageantry is not
very
something
unheard of.
Yes,
right?
It's not something that a lot of Indian families happens in a lot of Indian families. But yet he was there doing this, and my mother was equally supportive of it. It was just that I didn't want to. I felt that. So when I talk about my childhood or my teenage, I keep telling people that I was just this very, very lean girl, very underconfident, and always bullied for being a skeletonish, matchstickish kind of a girl.
Okay.
So these are the names that you were given when you're very thin, of course. So I never thought that I could do it, and this dream kind of became a very part of my
Were you doing
subconscious.
something in school? Were you in extracurricular activities?
Just debates, or maybe just extempores, or say dancing, but that also as a background dancer. So nothing which really
Prominent,
put me in
yeah.
the spotlight.
Okay.
So I was doing all of these things. And then suddenly, you know, after marriage, a lot of things changed in me. You know, I had finished my studies. I had completed my postgrad, and all of these things. With age, of course, you get your confidence
Yes.
back, and then I started gaining weight somehow on my own,
Yes.
and I saw that confidence in myself that comes with the. I think it is very important we kind of underestimate the fact that you know, looks are not important. Somehow, when you look at yourself in the mirror, if you're not confident in your body,
Yeah.
in the way you look, it affects you a lot.
No, hold on to
Especially-
this thought, and I am glad that you brought it up because there's a huge debate out there, right? That women put on makeup to get attention, women are doing this because they want to stand out and gain favors. And there's a lot of nonsense out there. But I'm glad that you're bringing it up because it's not really about gaining all those favors or getting attention. It's you know, Hindi mein bol rahi hu कि it is shringhar. If you are
Absolutely.
female and you feel like, you know, wearing something nice and you feel like feeling nice,
Yes.
it is just part of it. I don't think we think that we have to put that extra liner or extra makeup to just, you know.
Guys do a lot of things to
now
too,
these days,
you know,
absolutely.
the beard oil and getting their
Yes.
facials, and I adore the men who take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
I adore men. I keep telling my husband, because he's in the Navy and he hardly gets any time for himself, and I said, it's good if you groom yourself once in a while. It's good if you let me, you know, pamper
Yes.
you a bit and put on some face pack or something.
Yeah, why not?
And men wear good clothes to look good.
Yes.
And similarly, I think women wear makeup. It's not about changing your appearance. A lot of men think women wear makeup and then suddenly transform into some other human being that is
Yes.
unrecognizable.
Yes.
That's not true. We still
Yes.
look the same.
Yes.
Maybe, you know, with
It accentuates.
it's just, yeah,
yeah.
enhances. That's
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
And as you were saying, that it's just, you know, it's how you look at yourself in the mirror and then you feel confident. I feel
Yes.
confident wearing
Yes.
makeup, and I feel confident even without it.
Absolutely.
I feel confident wearing heels. I might just be a little shorter if I don't wear them, but I'm still me, and there's no
Yes.
debate about
So talking
that.
about I am me,
Yeah.
when did you discover this? Me in Sargam?
It took me a while.
Hmm.
I was, as I said, growing up, I wasn't a very confident kid or a teenager or a young adult. But working with children of my, you know, just a year, 10 years younger to me, or
Okay.
say, adolescents,
Okay.
working with them, it kind of helps you understand their psyche as well. The problems that you had gone through in school,
Yeah.
then
right.
the same problems they are going through, the boy troubles, or, you know, class mein best friend se jhagda ho gaya,
Right.
or parents ghar pe they are not able to understand
Yeah.
how they are feeling about things. So they used to come to me and talk to them because I was the class teacher. So it kind of really gave me a bird's eye view of how I was dealing with my problems and how differently I could have dealt with them. So it kind of gave me that confidence. And of course, when I was as I was growing older, I was reading more. I was maybe meeting more people, and it was enhancing and it was evolving my personality. And I was trying to work as much as possible with those kids, trying to help them
Right.
out
Right.
in ways through you know, being a teacher or through being a counselor or whatever.
So education and your
Yes.
degree in English literature obviously has helped.
Absolutely.
And you said you were great at extempo speeches and a lot of other stuff which you were doing in school. I think that
I was not great at it. I was just doing that to kind of come out of my own shell.
Yes.
I was more interested in things in front of camera, like dancing or acting, but that I never got a chance to do because my father was like, no, studies are
अच्छा,
also
मतलब
important.
boundaries थी. ऐसा नहीं था कि
So there was one part of my dad who
हाँ.
wanted me to be in
All
front
out.
of camera and all
Yeah.
out, and there was one part of him, no, education is first.
It's
More
so
important.
typical of dads though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Which is
I
great.
keep telling him that.
But tell me, you know, I sort of resonate with, you know, growing up in a small town. I'm from Himachal, Shimla,
Mhm.
and it's also about you when you have big dreams.
Yeah.
And the city is obviously small and it doesn't contain all
Yeah.
those dreams,
Mhm.
and you really want to go beyond.
Yeah.
Did you feel that limitation in Jammu?
Oh yes, oh yes. Jammu today is so different from from what I left it as. There were a very small thing. There were no clubs in Jammu. So I'm not saying that clubbing is important or hanging out in restaurants with your friends is important. But it is important for you to socialize. It is important for you to have a place where you can sit with your friends apart from college, apart from your campus.
Yes.
You can be there, eat, talk, have fun, have conversations, and parents in the society is okay about it. I still go home and I have a curfew limit. And I tell my parents that, I'm 34, I'm about to be 34 now, and you still want me to be back by 9. And Jammu is a very, very safe place. People have a lot of ideas about how it is because of Kashmir,
Yes.
but Jammu is so safe. We
Yes.
are so lucky that we live. I felt so lucky growing up that I never went through what people in most metros kind of go through,
Yes.
women in most metros
Yes.
go through. And so, but still, yes, people want you to become either doctors, your parents want you to become doctors, engineers, or some civil servant.
So growing up in a small town is very sheltered life.
It is.
And from Jammu to the world map and taking India along with you, it's really amazing and commendable, Sargam. And I think when I'm speaking to you right now, and the sense I'm getting is you are so grounded.
Thank you.
You're so humble and so modest. It's not even funny, Absolutely, I am also a huge fan of Sushmita Sen.
Oh yeah,
huge,
who's not?
Huge. I think she has changed destinies of many women out there. Just by the way she's spoken about things and issues and agendas she's been driving all these years, it's been really amazing.
And what's the best part about her is that she did not let anybody else decide for her. Being a single mother in the 90s, it would have been impossible.
Absolutely.
And she fought the law and changed the law for adoption. That itself is such a big thing to do. Rather than winning a pageant, she was just 18 when she won.
Yes.
And as an 18-year-old also, when you listen to her answers, she sounds so well read. She sounds so larger than life.
Yes.
Not an 18-year-old.
Yes.
From
the wisdom
yes,
spectrum is very
absolutely.
wide. So just going back to your getting crowned as Mrs. World, and you were obviously married by then, and you all had your husband's support, your husband's family support. But did you feel any hesitation when you were standing on stage answering those questions? What was going on behind?
As Mrs. World, no. At the Mrs. World stage, I was pretty much into it now. Because it was 6 months, 1 year of preparation into it. And I had completely kind of closed my ears to all the noise from outside.
How do you do that? Because if somebody out there is listening to you right now and they really aspire to become
so when you hear all of these things for a longer period of time in your life, and you realize there are two ways to go about it. Either you listen to all that noise and just succumb and not do anything that you want to do, or you can just earplug yourself. That's about it. And you never know. So with me, I realized that even before Mrs. India, I've had people in my life. I've said it in some of my other interviews as well. There are always two kind of people in your life. One who will have something good to say.
Yeah.
And even if they don't have anything good to say, they'll just keep quiet and won't say anything. And they'll let you be you and, okay, you go girl.
Yeah.
And the others will always have something to say.
Yeah.
If you do something good or bad, it's their job to speak. So I've dealt with both of these people, and I've realized I gave them a lot of importance, the goods and the bads. I gave them a lot of importance over me. I used to overthink a lot. I used to let these thoughts take up all of my energy and space in my mind and my time. And then I would be left with nothing but I would be lying on bed and just crying myself to sleep. What's the use of that? wasting
पर
an
वो
entire
realization
day.
कब हुआ?
वो
that
realize-
turning point आता है. When did you
I
say
think that
enough is
that
enough?
kind of happened after I had cried enough tears, maybe, you know. And
so
when,
you
and
went to
also,
the rock bottom, basically.
actually,
that's what
and
you're saying.
also I would like to add here that जब दूसरे आपका ये मजाक वजाक उड़ा रहे होते हैं, आपके बारे में बातें कर रहे होते हैं, आपको इतना फर्क शायद ना पड़े, बट जब कोई अपना ऐसा करता है, so it kind of really triggers you
That hits
the most.
you, yeah.
So that was probably the
trigger.
turning point when a very close friend,
Understood.
I heard from someone that, and in fact she had said that to my face as well. So those things kind of really hit me really
So after
hard.
that, it doesn't matter, right?
And
then,
I was like,
then
if
it's like,
I was giving you all the energy, all my love, all my care, and still you turned out to be this person, then I think
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter
Then,
anymore.
then the trolls and all the noise out there, you have to shut it off.
Oh my God.
You know, I'm talking about trolls. Today morning there was some news on people, and you know, influencers have taken it to their heart and committed suicide. I don't want to talk about those topics on this platform, but it's happening out there, right? Trolls' noises are taking over people's mind. Their belief about themselves is becoming very small.
My final question for Mrs. World, if you remember, was what is the one thing about social media that you'd like to change? And I said cyberbullying is something that I want to change. I couldn't complete my answer the way I wanted to, of course, because I was too nervous, and then you get only that amount of time. But I feel the laws regarding cyberbullying are not good enough in our country. I have faced cyberbullying a lot as a teenager, as a young adult, even now. And now it is even worse because now that you're in the eye of public, you know,
everybody has a point of view.
Yes, and people say things that are so nasty. My husband is brought into it. My family is brought into it. My body, the way I dress, the way... everything is just around the fact that, oh, now you're independent. Oh, now your husband is going to leave you one day, and you know, you think you're somebody. Oh God, the kind of words that I have to hear sometimes.
No, this is an important topic to talk about.
Yes.
See, every other day we are looking at people who are succumbing to mental health issues or taking their life, or there are really, really serious things going on. And if you can talk about it, and I remember that your answer at at the platform, you spoke about it. Do you have any intention of taking it up seriously?
I definitely. So as I was saying, that when I see all these trolling happening, and when it happened to me, I tried to alert the authorities, or there were threats that were being sent to my husband somehow, and to me as well, and it was getting very, very personal. So I kind of reached out to the police department. I reached out to the cyberbullying website rehta hai, the portal, and nothing happened. Instagram, they did nothing. The message that you receive is from Instagram that
offensive.
It does not go against our community guidelines. I mean, really, I've seen images, and I've seen videos of children on internet, and when I report them, the same line I get to see that it does not go against, really. So I mean, there's such a big black hole, and nobody's ready to talk about it, and nobody really gives any importance to the fact that how
this can
crucial
impact
and how important it is, and how badly it can affect you. So as you said, suicide is a very, it's just what is happening. Everybody, even I wouldn't say I have suicidal thoughts, because thankfully I have come out of that space where I can take control of my own thoughts.
Yes.
But what about these younger influencers, or anybody for that matter?
Yes.
It's sad, but I don't know when things will change.
Yeah, so one is like, authorities taking notice and something happening. But the other thing is about what you said, be resilient, be unapologetic. I think you've been talking about this a lot. Be yourself.
I tried answering the trolls earlier.
Which is like wasting your energy again then.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, no, but you need to know my point of view too. It's not, I'm not that person you're thinking.
Yeah, you justify.
Yes. So you kind of keep justifying yourself that, no, but my husband thinks this way. No, but my family was supportive. And then they keep coming back with more vulgar and more hurtful things to say. And it happened for a few months, and then I realized there's no point. There is no point fighting over it. There is no point debating over it and letting your...
You just let go.
Just let it go. So now I just keep deleting those notifications if ever they come.
Yeah.
I don't look at my inbox a lot.
Yes.
If it has nothing to do with
Yes.
work, I don't look at it.
Yes.
I tell my husband's profile was public for a while, because
Now it's private.
now I have told him to make it private, because I don't want my family to
get
be
affected.
dragged into it. So yeah,
you learn the mindfulness lesson all by yourself.
Yes.
That when there is a smell coming from somewhere, you don't go looking for the source. Just cover your nose for some
Yeah,
time
close the window
and just move on.
Yep.
Right. It's the mindfulness lesson is all about that. There will be a lot of things which are not according to you, but accept people, situations, and just move on.
And I took a lot of time understanding that. I wish the younger me knew a lot better. I wish I was younger when I understood these things. I would have done a lot better in
What
life.
can be done for youngsters to understand this earlier?
Parents do not give much importance to mental health in school.
Why don't parents give attention?
Because it is all about academics, isn't it?
Performance.
Even when I talk about my parents,
Yeah.
they have made their mistakes when it came to making me sit down and talk. Though I would say my father, oh my God, I was hardly, I think, 13 or 14 years old, and he would make me sit down and talk to me about feelings, about love, about how love between a man and a woman works. And these were things that I don't think a lot of parents would talk about, especially not fathers.
Yes.
But he did. But still they made mistakes. So yeah, parents are people and they will make mistakes, but then there should be a proper curriculum. I
Right.
remember in my school we had this subject called moral science.
Yes.
And
You went to
convent presentation convent.
Same
yes.
here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of helped me a lot, because our teachers really gave a lot of importance to morality
Morals,
of
yes.
things, and to morals, and to etiquettes, and not just etiquettes, how to treat people.
Yes.
And that has been instilled in me from childhood.
Yeah.
And that is why I make sure that when you say humble and modest, I don't know how to feel about that, but these things just come naturally to me.
Yes.
My husband, he's so humble and grounded. He tells me, oh my God, the day I won the crown,
Yeah.
the next day when I came home with all my luggage and stuff, the next morning he says, ये सब कपड़े पड़े हैं, इनको wash कर दो please. So yeah, he keeps me
I must tell you
grounded.
one thing which I don't think many listeners know about me. I was Miss Shimla.
Oh wow.
And the day I
Def-
got title, evening में घर आ रहे थे वापस, and my dad said कि चलो अभी wash utensils. Do
Yeah,
your
yeah.
daily duties.
Yes,
It's okay.
yes.
So what if you become Miss Shimla?
Absolutely true. Your family has to keep you grounded.
Yes.
There are days when my dad says, you should start dressing up more like how these actresses dress up now. ये बच्चों जैसे कपड़े पहनना छोड़ दो अब. I was coming here wearing sneakers, and I had a call with him. What are you wearing? And he said, wear heels at least.
Okay.
So he's like that.
Yeah.
But then he still keeps me grounded. I would have like a meeting with someone, or for example, when I got to speak my first TED talk, I got that email and I showed my husband that, and he said, "Zameen pe aa jao, zameen pe aa jao." Okay.
Yeah, but this is I'm telling I'm a little biased, but it's the upbringing of people staying in hills. It's a sheltered life. You have
पहाड़ी,
to take care.
हाँ.
पहाड़ी culture बहुत different है, बहुत different है, which is
बहुत innocence है वहाँ के
बहुत
लोगों में
ज़्यादा,
अभी भी.
बहुत ज़्यादा. In fact, when my husband goes, when we go back to my hometown, एक soil का color change होता है, खाने का color change होता है,
हवा की
everything changes.
खुशबू का
The moment we
खुशबू
enter
change होती है.
Himachal, Sargam, it is people are so humble. Their body language, I feel like less stressed when I go back home. I'm not saying that I'm stressed out here, but this city is very crazy with its vibes, and it's very hyper, if I can call it. In spirituality, there's a word called Rajas Gun. It's Rajo is very high in the city. Restlessness, restless energy. And that restless energy is making us work the way we work, round the clock. Because वो बॉम्बे में है, you know, this महानगरी जिसको बोलते हैं, वो है यहाँ
But
पे.
then I think it is very important to take some time off and switch your brain.
What do you do?
Off. Oh, I just sleep. I sleep. I take care. I play with my dog. I spend time
What's
with
your
my
dog's name?
family. Her name is Heidi. She's 5 years old, and she's the sweetest human/dog, I would say, because I don't think she's a dog anymore. She's a human. She's a human being, full-blown human
So
being.
you spend
on four
time with
legs.
family,
I
with
do.
your
So
dog.
after giving away my crown in January, not giving away literally, but yeah, giving the title to the next winner in January, I spent 2 months doing nothing. I just spent time with my family. I went out with them for lunches and dinners. I used to wake up late, and I had kept my phone on mute for a long time. I was not taking up any events or any associations because I just wanted to snooze. I went home. I attended a friend's wedding. I was just this normal. Everybody wanted to click pictures with me. Even in Jammu, you know, I went to a wedding and people are noticing me.
Yes.
But I would do that part and come back and sit with my friends and eat rajma chawal with my hands. So that was me. And I do that a lot. And I think it is very important
To just be yourself,
snooze.
right?
Yeah.
Snooze. Time
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, time out.
Pause. Pause.
Pause.
Anything else you do? Travel. You've traveled like crazy.
Crazy,
right?
yes.
And that was all part of your
My
pageantry journey.
Yes, yes. So,
You want to talk about it?
oh, yes, of course. I loved it. Every bit of it was. I think traveling is something that does something. You know, it kind of turns you into a very, very different human being. I have never traveled alone, apart from what happened last year. I never booked my tickets. I never went to immigration. All of those things were alien to me.
Yeah.
But I started doing that. Now I'm so good at packing. Tell me to pack 4 bags for 4 different people. I'll do that.
Amazing.
Immigration, I take my husband along with me. Okay, now you have to go there. Now you have to. I close my eyes and I can do that.
Yeah.
The best thing is you get to know about so many different cultures. You get to meet so many different people. Their perspectives about life is different. The way they have lived their childhood is different. The food of every country is so different. I traveled like 10 countries in 7 months, and it was a lot.
Any heart-touching story or?
So when I was in South Africa, I think if you remember, there is this place called the Apartheid Museum over
Yes.
there. So they show you what it was like being a Black person in South Africa during
Okay.
the colonial period,
Yes.
and how they were treated.
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes when I saw that place. There was these little cells, very small cells. You couldn't even lie
like a
down.
cubicle.
Yes, you couldn't even lie down properly in those. So, and Nelson Mandela was kept hostage there for a while. He was jailed,
Yes.
and he was kept in one of those cells. And I just couldn't believe that the kind of life that we are living right now, even the Blacks, the kind of life the Blacks are living right now,
Yeah.
thanks to these people.
Yeah.
Thanks to people like Gandhi, thanks to our freedom fighters, the kind of life, the air that we breathe in now, we are indebted to them. We owe it all to them. And so it really touched my heart seeing how it has been in South Africa. So South Africa was, because I stayed there for the longest time. I stayed there for 10 days. And I saw a lot of wildlife and, as I said, the apartheid. And I met a lot of people from different cultures. The way they treat women is so amazing.
Yeah.
So I've been to all these countries for pageants, of course.
Yes.
And the stage, I would go on stage. The women would be standing on stage. And people would only be cheering their own woman, right? That
Yeah.
happens in almost every country.
Yeah.
That you will cheer only your favorite person. But in South Africa, they were chanting for everybody. They were just loud. They were so cool about it. And I had never seen that happen anywhere else. So I think
They're very
that's-
warm.
Yeah, they're very warm and very energetic. So anybody who would walk on stage, they'd be like, "You go, girl," and queen, and all of those,
Nice.
the way they talk. So
Nice.
I really
But
liked that.
tell me, for our listeners as well, when you travel to 10 countries,
Mhm.
it's part of what you've signed up for
Oh yes.
of winning the title. And what's your mission? going to 10 countries?
So basically, I have been, I think in the Mrs. category, I've been the only woman to travel so much because
72,000 miles?
More than that. I think
Okay.
it was 900,000 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got my facts wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was 900,000 miles
Okay.
or something close to that. I traveled a lot. I was basically sleeping on
And how
in
many
air.
days? How many days was this?
Every country calls you for about 5 to 6 days. Some call you for about 10 to 15
Okay.
days as well.
Okay.
And all these travels are just 10 days apart or
Okay.
5 days apart, or sometimes you're just flying through airports.
Okay.
So that happens. And it is a part of your Mrs. World commitment. Yes, the world tour. It is, an all expense paid tour. Yes. But it doesn't happen to everybody. So a lot of people who have won Mrs. World or have won international pageants have not
They
traveled
haven't.
as much. Maybe because, people have a certain inclination towards Indian women. I think they think that we are very exotic, and so they want to kind of show us off to everybody. And India ki
Yeah.
tickets bahut sasti hain. India se
Understandable.
tickets bhi
Yes.
bahut sasti hain. So I think maybe that was the reason. But no, so during these travels, we have to kind of take the platform further.
Okay.
As Mrs. World's platform talks about opioid addiction, and they have a foundation called the Victoria's Voice.
Okay.
So we have to kind of take that message forward to make sure that the countries that we go to, we talk about opioid addiction, and we kind of give them, say, a roadmap to save themselves from it.
Right.
Though this problem is not as bad in other countries as it is in America, and that is why, since I couldn't travel to America a lot of
Yeah.
times, I couldn't spend a lot of time there. Otherwise, they have these whole mission to go to NGOs and to go to people's homes and give them kits and survival
Okay.
kits and everything. So
Okay.
that all of that happens.
Okay. So there's a lot of volunteer work.
It is. And
Okay.
every
Have you done volunteer work in
I
Jammu?
have done in Mumbai. I have done.
Mumbai.
Yes, we went to these self-defense workshops, and we went to different schools and colleges in Mumbai, different parts of Mumbai.
It was your choice?
It was, yes.
Okay.
It was.
Why self-defense?
Because I think as a kid, I have just felt if I knew these things, I would have just
been
I would have been fierce. I would have not let things just slide off the way they slid off, because I think we all have dealt with that
Yes.
through one point of our life or the other. Now we don't, because now we are more aware,
Yes.
and self-awareness is so important in young girls, not just for them to protect themselves from men or from predators, but to also be more disciplined and
More aware and conscious.
more aware in their
of your
conscious
actions.
Yes,
if nothing else.
absolutely. And that discipline kind of turns you into a better human being. I think that's about it.
So when you say self-defense, it's got a combination of mental and physical, right?
Yes.
So they get some techniques,
Yes.
which helps.
So it's
them
like jujutsu and all the other martial arts.
Okay. Have you learned yourself?
Together with, I did my best.
Okay.
I tried jujutsu for a while. Couldn't do it.
Okay.
I just bruise very soon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I help. I try to do the same with my words now.
Okay. Okay. I mean, absolutely. Your words carry a lot of power. But tell me, what was the entire fitness regime or anything as a training you went through before the pageantry?
I really didn't have to do a lot.
Okay.
Since I am genetically lean, but I had to increase my stamina, my core strength, because I had to walk in heels, 6-inch heels. It's not easy.
So how do you do that? Core strength?
Yeah, we had our classes. I used to go to my academy, Cocoberry, and Anjali Raut was my trainer, my ramp walk trainer, and she used to put all these weights around my wrists and my legs, and we trained like that.
So that's also for body balance, right?
Yes, absolutely, because you have to twirl and you can't just lose focus. And I also had a health expert with me, Level Up for Women. They treat women for PCOD and PCOS, and they also joined hands with me.
Okay.
And helped
so
me
you
through
have
it.
an entourage working along with you.
Oh yes.
So there's a dietitian, there's a
Yes,
nutritionist,
yes,
dietitian,
yes.
there's a physical fitness,
There's a stylist, a
There's-
makeup artist, a
and your
skin
family, of
expert,
course. Wow. So it's like
a dental expert.
a
Yes.
dental expert.
Yeah.
What would they do?
So I had I had an accident a few years ago, because of which I had a problem with my smile. So they kind of fixed my teeth.
So all this has to be done before you.
Yes.
Before you
And
come.
I wanted to do it beforehand, much before this,
Yes.
but I never got time. So when I thought, now
Yes.
when everything is happening, why not?
Yes. Well, dentistry and how to say cosmetic dentistry is another topic in itself. Because I think many models, which you might be aware, they are going for opt-in, right? Not really required, but opt-in in terms of changing the way the denture looks, alignment looks, where there is no problem with the teeth.
Yeah.
Typically,
I think it is important to understand that, as I said in the beginning also, the way you look at yourself in the mirror is the most important thing. If somebody else is telling you your smile is not good, don't listen to them.
Don't listen to that.
Because I have had people tell me that, oh, your skin is not looking good today. Why are you not wearing makeup properly? You have to start thinking that you're Mrs. World, otherwise you'll never win the crown. And I just shut up. I don't care what you think. I am beautiful.
Yes.
And
I feel it.
Yes, I feel it
Yes.
inside me, and I feel it when I walk, and I feel it when I talk to people.
Lovely.
And so I don't care. But yeah, that tooth gap was affecting me a lot.
Okay.
So I will get it
It's not
fixed.
visible to us. So
Yeah, because
fine.
now it's fixed,
It's
right?
fixed, okay.
So then if somebody feels their smile is not perfect, go fix it. If you
Yes.
think your lips are not perfect, my lips...
It's your call, basically.
Yeah, I also have... So now when I had an accident, it was bad. And so the left and the right profile had changed a lot. And the smile that I was telling you, the teeth that was fixed, that were fixed, it helped me retain that profile and symmetry.
Nice.
And so now I'm more confident.
Yes.
Why not?
I mean, there are trolls also coming after this topic, right? Why celebrities are going for these fillers and I don't know to take the name of the actor, but it's so silly. Like, I do agree with you. It's your face, your body, your money.
Yeah,
do whatever with it.
Exactly. It's my... Okay, don't go off the boat and, make it look...
Not like, sorry to say, but I love Michael Jackson. But that's an extreme example I can give,
Yes.
It can take you to that.
Yes, exactly. People do get addicted to these cosmetic procedures.
Yes.
And I hope that does not happen to people who opt for them. But anything in control is fine.
Anything in limits is okay. So what after Miss World? What's really coming up for you next?
So a lot of events, of course, are happening. Right now I'm not traveling much, but the travel starts from July onwards.
Okay.
So we are going to Dubai. I'm going to Dubai. And I'm traveling to all these different places for pageants and events. But I'm also, as I said, I finished my acting school. I did a certificate course. I couldn't do a full-time course. Thank you. I couldn't do a full-time course. I really wanted to, but I didn't have...
Are you enjoying that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think everybody should do an acting course once.
Irrespective
if you want to become an actor or not, it really helps you come out of your shell. The first day in class, and they told me that, Sargam, you're going to forget who you are. You're not going to be Mrs. World anymore. All this poise and all this sitting with your legs one on the other.
Yeah.
You're not going to remember that. We're going to make you do things that you will...
Give us one example. What did you do?
Any
so
one
character, role?
They make you... so there's this one routine called gibberish. So they'll make you speak in gibberish with each other. So a made-up language, and you have to have a full-blown conversation with
emotions, with body
emotions,
language,
yes.
expressions.
And people are watching you. It's so funny, and it was so embarrassing at first. I couldn't finish a sentence.
Right.
And then later on, we had a full-blown conversation.
So acting could be one of the areas you would
I would love to explore. I would love to explore that. I think acting is something that I've always wanted to do. I was a child, and I used to look at myself in the mirror and act as if I won a Filmfare or whatever.
Ooh.
So that was
manifestation.
I have manifested. I think a lot of things in my life have happened because of manifestation.
Yes. Tell us about it.
Mrs. World is one such
Which
thing.
was obviously a seed put in by your father.
Yes, by my parents,
very
by my husband, by my friends, everybody that I knew.
But do you think it was serendipity as well? Because it started somewhere and it kept coming back to you, kept coming back.
Yes.
Different
the
people
first
were
time
telling
I had filled my form for Mrs. India, before that, I had filled my form for Miss India in college, and I never sent it across. I never got my portfolio done. Then in 2018, I filled my form for Mrs. India.
Okay.
And I never sent it across again because my husband brought a dog home and I had to take care of her.
So you deprioritized.
Yes.
Okay.
And then later, just one evening, my friend and I were sitting and she says, why don't you fill the form again? And I filled it again and it just happened.
Yeah, these friends are amazing, aren't they?
My friends are,
yeah.
I think
they'll go fill the form and never tell you.
My friends are really, really
lovely
people.
No, it's a blessing to have real friends around.
They've helped me through the most difficult times in life. They've taken me out of depression. I was in depression in 2014. It wasn't anything clinical or such, but
you knew.
I knew that every day when you wake up and you cry, it's not for something. It's not normal.
Yeah. But so, kya kiya? What did you do? I mean, one is the self-talk which you do. Kya ho gaya?
I do a lot of self-talk actually.
Okay.
So it's disturbing the amount of self-talk that I do. If somebody looks at me from a window through my...
What's going on? Yeah.
What is she doing? Is she talking to a ghost or something? But I do a lot of self-talk. It helps me.
You write?
I use
journal?
I write in my notes on my phone.
Do you write poetry?
No, I just write random things that come in my mind.
They say that that's a lot of catharsis. Even if you are writing and you're feeling low and low energy.
Or just watch a rom-com. You know,
Perfect.
It will really help.
Perfect.
Watch a drama, watch a movie like Marriage Story or binge watch something and you'll feel.
But you know, the thing is, like now taking this topic a little deeper, binge watch is good, but still you're not really tackling the issue and nipping things in the bud. And when I talk about mindfulness and meditation and a lot of techniques which I teach, is because your subconscious mind is soaking some impressions and that needs a release. You know, every thought is an energy. And if you're writing, like I said, you were writing or you're talking to yourself or you're talking to your friends, all this is a release of some energy which is stored, which is pulling you down.
Yeah.
So it's just important to figure out what's your hack.
Yes. I have realized self-talk is my hack. I've realized... So my husband says, why do you spend so much time on the internet? And honestly, if you see my the algorithm that's there on my phone, I only get these mindfulness theme related reels and stuff. And even the movies that I watch, I recently watched a movie called Malcolm and Mary, Zendaya, and there's another African American actor. And throughout this movie, they're just talking. There's this couple. They come back from an award show. The husband has not thanked his wife in his thank you speech because he won this big award. And they're just talking it through. They're fighting, they're making love, they're fighting, they're again, just cuddling each other and they're fighting. And both of them have really intellectual and really proper things to say to each other.
Yes. And it's so important.
I kind of saw every marriage, I think, goes through that.
Yes.
But the problem is we never sit and talk to each other. Yes. We talk to defend ourselves and to reciprocate.
But the real issue is never spoken about.
It's never sorted. It's never spoken about. It just stays hidden there.
I think that's a fundamental issue, not only in marriages. People are not being heard enough.
Yeah.
And I think this platform also, I just felt like, I don't like superficial relation or conversations. And I just felt that, you give that half an hour, 1 hour to people just to come out and talk about topics which are really relevant. Okay. And while you were talking about the husband-wife conversation, that one instance just came to my mind. There were 2 parrots in a cage. If you just observe them morning to evening, if you ever kept birds or parrots in your house.
Yeah, we did.
वो सब कुछ करते हैं. वो लड़ेंगे, मारेंगे एक दूसरे को, खाना खिलाएंगे, and then they sleep on each other, rest their head on each other, and then they wake up and they are literally doing that, conversation with each other. So like the movie you were telling about.
Absolutely.
Nature is telling us, guys, just sort your matter, just talk.
You just need to talk.
Yeah, you just need to talk.
And I tell this to my husband and I tell this to a lot of people, my friends who have difficulty in talking their emotions out. I think the real problem lies in the fact that they don't listen first.
Yes.
Listening is so important. When somebody says that I have an emotional issue, I am dealing with such and such thing, listen to them. It is so important. Be a good listener. And don't listen to respond. Listen to genuinely listen.
Yes.
And
that's so I think in close relationships also what happens is because you know the person so well. right? There are also a lot of preconceived notions which you have about the person.
And
And that
the
blocks
fact-
the listening.
Yes,
to
and the fact that we have this view of people, say parents or friends, we've made them into this grand persona that they are just flawless and they have to be amazing. People change. People change for better, people change for worse. Your husband may love you like anything as a boyfriend, but he would be a very different person
As a husband.
Your father may be a great father now, but he might have been a very abusive father when you were younger.
Yeah.
So things change and people change for better and worse, and you have to embrace the fact, and you have to understand where they're coming from all their traumas and all the things that they've gone through their childhood. It is so important to understand.
So
people.
kindness. So what you're
yes.
talking about is also looking from a holistic perspective rather than saying it's only me and
I mean,
my
you
issue.
don't I think it is also very important to understand that don't give them this benefit of doubt all the time कि हाँ तुम्हारे साथ बचपन में ऐसा हुआ था तो अब तुम बुरा behave कर सकते हो. ऐसा नहीं है. Try to change for better.
Yeah.
But if they're not, then there's only that much that you can do about it.
So what are the 3 fundamental changes which have happened after winning the crown in your personality? Which you see, like अभी मैं change हो गई हूँ कुछ तो मतलब 2-3 dimensions में, you know, I have brought in that change, or it's happened organically also.
Yes, it has
what are the 3 changes?
I don't know if I can tell you 3, but I'll try my best. First is that I've become kinder towards myself.
Okay.
I do push myself still, but I don't pressurize myself into things that I used to do earlier.
Why were you doing that?
Because I thought that I had something to prove.
Now it's done.
Now it's done. So I'm happier
right.
the way
so
I am.
you're stepping back a little and then taking the next step.
Yes. So another thing I feel is humility has only increased a lot, but not to the point that people treat you as a dirt rag or like a doormat or something.
Yeah.
So there I have created boundaries and not allowing people to walk all over you. That is also a very important thing.
So another lesson that boundaries are very important.
Yeah.
In any relationship.
Any relationship. The closest of your relationship and professional relationships. It is very important. Boundaries are very important. And
third, if there is any. But these 2 are nice, kindness and humility.
Yeah. And the fact that, yes, as I said, it is very important to snooze, to take time off.
So nice you're saying that.
Yeah. It is so
it's such a basic thing to do for yourself, but
I was actually thinking about when I saw the name of your podcast, Unstoppable. I realized one thing, that this whole pressure on women to be unapologetically themselves and unstoppable and कुछ भी हो जाए रुकना नहीं है, करते रहना. It is so pressurizing sometimes because, and I understand where it is coming from a very kind place, because it is coming from a place where we have been for years and years oppressed, and now हमें क्योंकि प्रूव करना है दुनिया को तो हम रुक ही नहीं रहे हैं. हम सोचते हैं कि अगर मैं 80% लाके एक अच्छी स्कॉलर बन सकती हूँ, मैं 80 क्यों लाऊं, मुझे तो 90 लाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि मुझे लड़कों को प्रूव करना है और मुझे अपने घर वालों को प्रूव करना है कि नहीं मैं 90 भी ला सकती हूँ. वो अनड्यू प्रेशर जो अपने ऊपर डाला है. एंड द फैक्ट दैट वी आर नेवर बोस्टिंग अबाउट आवर wins. Women never do that. We are always so humble. हम कॉर्पोरेट में कुछ अच्छा कर रही हैं तो घर आके चपाती तो बनानी पड़ेगी तब भी. और आपको उसको लेके, उस विन को लेके यू कांट पार्टी एंड यू कांट बी लाइक ओ आज तो मैं कुछ नहीं करूंगी, आज तो मैं मतलब आज तो प्रमोशन मिल गया है तो आज मैं नहीं कर सकती. सो अपनी विंस को भी दबा के रखना है, अपने फियर्स को भी दबा के रखना है. Too much pressure or about everything that is happening. So we need to stop somewhere. We need to snooze somewhere. We need to find ourselves. अपने दिमाग में झांक के देखो, एक लंबी सांस लो, वो बहुत जरूरी है.
So nice.
So I feel I've not achieved it completely, but I do that a lot. In fact, बहुत ही सारी लंबी सांसें कभी-कभी ले लेती हूँ. My husband says you're such a lazy person. Maybe I am, but I don't.
But वही आपके secret है, राज है, beauty का.
I tell him that, see, if I'm if I'm well slept and if my mind is
Yes.
free, and
Yes.
if my mind is happy,
Yes.
I'll keep you happy and I'll keep everybody around me
Yes.
happy. If that's not happening,
Then it's,
I'm going
yeah.
to be a very difficult person to be
No.
around.
No, very true. You know, the courses which I teach also, I call 4 sources of energy. Fundamental to everybody available free.
Yeah.
One of which is sleep. And sleep, basically 8 hours of sleep or 6 to 8 hours of sleep is essentially आपके organs detox कर रहे हैं उस time पे. Right? And if from 9 p.m. to morning 6 a.m., typically every hour, every 2 hours, there's a cluster of organs which are going through detox. अगर आप सो नहीं रहे हो तो आप you're taxing your liver or you're taxing your heart or you're taxing your digestive system.
Wow.
And it's linked to the diseases you get in life.
Yeah.
People who have hypertension or thyroid or problems with the stomach digestion
Yeah.
is all because somewhere वो rhythm गड़बड़ हो गया.
Yeah. So I had this gut related issue a while back, and I realized when I made my sleep cycle okay, when I started
became
eating
better.
on time, when I started being more happy, I realized all these things were going away slowly. So
You know, you touched upon a very interesting topic, which is also the pain point, which is pay parity. Right? That women are not paid equal to men. And as per a new research, and a lot of research is keep coming up, World Economic Forum and this and that, and lots going on Instagram, is that every 100 rupees a man earns, women have to work, they are working the same way, they earn only 40 rupees. Hard fact. And I can give you more hard facts in this, but I don't want to get into that space. But that is the truth. And somewhere in my head, you know, it's also about that women don't ask enough, or women don't.
they're not unapologetic and they're not ruthless about it.
Yes, because, you know, a man going for the same job profile would go in with the confidence which is 20% and show 80%. This is research talking, not me talking. Whereas a woman will talk the truth. कि मुझे 20-30% ही आता है, बाकी मैं on the job सीख लूंगी. So it is also the attitude.
I have done it
Yes,
myself.
is the attitude towards what you're doing. You're just all the time carrying this load on your back कि मैं दुर्गा माँ, मुझे ये भी संभालना है, वो भी संभालना है, ये भी करना है, वो
और
भी
मुझे
करना है,
humble भी रहना है,
मुझे
सब
humble
में.
भी रहना है. But I do agree with you. Unstoppable is the spirit.
Yes.
But unstoppable के पीछे pause करना बहुत जरूरी है.
Yeah. Yes. So as you said very correctly, the word unstoppable. I'm an unstoppable woman. It has two sides to it.
Yes.
One is the spirit of being
The spirit,
unstoppable.
yes.
Your spirit has to be unstoppable. कि
Absolutely.
कितने भी roadblocks आ जाएं, मैं हार नहीं मानूंगी.
बिल्कुल.
But मैं अपने लिए time निकालूंगी. मैं rest करूंगी. I'll keep my body and my mind well rested, ताकि मैं अगले दिन वो लड़ाई फिर लड़ सकूं.
बिल्कुल.
So that is
So
very
self-love.
Self-love
It comes
is-
back to
Oh my
self-love,
God, it is so
self-care.
important. I bring myself flowers. I don't know how many people do that. I bring
Wow.
flowers for myself. My husband hardly ever. वो कभी करेगा जब भी लड़ाई होगी तभी he'll bring a rose or something. But I try to bring the most expensive flowers for myself. So I bring water lilies for me. So I love their smell. I adore my house with the water lilies everywhere for myself. I take long baths if I have to. अगर घर में बहुत सारे लोग हैं तो मैं अपने आप को बाथरूम में थोड़ी देर के लिए बंद कर लूंगी and I'll just sit there.
Pause time.
Yesterday I met a very interesting woman. We were just talking and she said that I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I said, why do you work? Because I really wanted to get into her life and tell her, don't do that. Because why are you waking? Why doesn't your husband wake up early in the morning and help you out?
4 a.m.
She
for
said,
what? For her time or?
For her time.
Yeah.
So yes, I was happy to hear that she said that I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I just journal. I make tea for myself. And those 2 hours, I don't do anything else. I just take time out for myself. And then my day starts.
Yes.
And then I'm ready to take on everything else.
Yes. There used to be this 5 a.m. club. I don't know if you remember.
Oh.
It's all about, again, I think the takeaway for me was about investing in yourself. In corporate, this entire thing of 5 a.m. club started
I've never
becoming
worked
very
in corporate,
popular.
so I wouldn't know.
So yeah, so I wake up at 5. I do resonate with what your friend told you because वो किसी के भी उठने से पहले वो जो 1 घंटा 2 घंटा होता है ना, that is divine.
Yeah.
I think my
Silence.
aim is to just wake up that 1.5 hour before anybody wakes up in the house.
Peaceful, very
So
peaceful.
peaceful. And then you do your yoga, your meditation,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
chai and water, whatever you want to do. Do
Yeah.
nothing. You want to do.
Yeah. If I wake up, so I don't wake up early in the morning. I'm not an early bird. But whenever I do, I just sit on my recliner for a while and stare into nothingness. And yeah, that's about how I'd start my day if I have to start it early.
Lovely. Lovely. This brings me to Quick Bites,
Mm-hmm.
a section which has been curated for you.
Okay.
You have some tattoos, right? We saw it on your hands.
I have to. Yes.
What is the meaning behind it?
So this one that I have on my arm,
Yeah.
these are the coordinates to my hometown, Jammu and Kashmir. So Jammu ke coordinates hain ye. And the anchor obviously suggests that my anchor drops because
Oh,
my
lovely.
anchor drops in my in Jammu
Lovely.
because I am in love with that place. I found my husband there. I found the best people, my friends over there. My parents, my entire family. I love them so much. And I have my dog over there, Caesar. I have another dog
Okay.
that my husband.
So that's your soul center,
so
if
yes,
I can call
my
it.
just
Anchors you.
as my anchor drops there. So
Nice. And you have it on your palms as well?
no, I have another tattoo on my
Okay.
back.
Okay.
It is like this woman sitting in yogini pose, and she has these vines
Around her.
around her.
Which is
And,
what?
it is actually an illustration from Rupi Kaur ka ek poem tha. So I'll just paraphrase it because I
Sure,
don't
sure.
remember it word to word. It's like everything that you're looking for
Yeah.
is within you.
Yeah.
If you are rooted in yourself, I think that you have to be well rooted in yourself. So
Everything
in
will
your
fall in
culture,
place.
yes, in your
Hmm.
culture, in your mind, in your body, find your roots within yourself and stop looking for home in other people. So yeah, that phrase, stop
Very
looking for
nice.
home, stop looking for home in other people.
Hmm.
So this tattoo, I actually wanted it on my legs where I could see it, but then now it is on my back, so I have to keep looking into the mirror. And say, yeah, okay. I have found my home
and
in
on beach
myself.
holidays, obviously, you make the most of it, I guess.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so for your next vacation, where do you where are you heading?
So,
This is your personal holiday.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. So since I have become addicted to traveling, because I have traveled so much now, I had this. I did my scuba diving course in Mauritius. I did
Okay.
my first scuba diving lesson in Mauritius, and I want to take it to the next level.
You want to become a trainer?
Not a trainer, but I want to be pro in that now.
Hmm.
So I am planning to go to Madagascar. There you have. It's also in Andaman, but I want to go to Madagascar because my husband is going to Madagascar. So I want to go there and do the advanced course.
We had a lovely guest on the show, Kanika Mohan Saxena.
Mm-hmm.
She's India's second top scuba diver trainer.
Wow.
And I mean, she's in corporate,
Wow.
but she does this like how?
Amazing
Journey.
I was really scared to do it the first time, of course. But my trainer said that you did it like a pro. You were not at all scared. At least people do come out once or twice out of the water to catch breath because they're scared. But you went in and I was actually trying to let go of the guy who was holding me.
Holds you and
I was
takes
trying
you.
to get rid of him because I wanted to go deeper inside. And he
What
said,
was
"No,
the
you can't."
experience?
I do not like fish. I've realized. I am
The big ones which come right in front of your face?
No,
Just
the
general,
creepy ones.
in general.
Yeah,
okay. The spiky ones.
Yes, so there's something about birds and fish that I don't like.
Yeah.
They
Then why scuba diving?
because the water actually really it kind of inspires me and it draws me towards itself.
Okay.
So all those corals, I want to just
There's a life
go
inside.
go deep down into.
It's very
and see.
meditative, isn't it?
It is.
I've just done it
felt
once,
floating.
but it was
I felt like
amazing.
floating. It was surreal.
Did you
surreal.
just come up? Like first you go in and then you...
So you go in slowly,
Yeah,
of course. They keep increasing
the pressure
or decreasing the pressure, and then when they want you to come up, there's this the flag kind of a thing,
Yes.
or that buoy. It
Yes.
inflates and you come
Yes.
up.
It happened to me. Like I had to go down, but I came up the first time, and then I had to go back again.
Okay. No, they keep increasing
Yes.
the pressure, and then you'll
Yes.
just keep going down.
Yes.
I think.
Okay,
That's
as a
what happens.
vocation now, modeling or acting?
acting. I would
Yeah.
want to pursue it more. So there was a particular TV serial that I got offered. It was weird. So the name itself was very weird. And so I just said no to it.
What was the name? Okay, no, forget it. Yeah,
it was very
yes.
weird. I'll tell you later.
Okay, sure.
So I didn't say yes to that. And then I was offered one more. We were still in talks, but I did not like the story very much. It was a little
So you're being
regressive.
choosy, which is fine. You're being choosy.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Now that I have seen, I've given auditions and I'm reading some scripts, I'm realizing what fits for me. Because after winning the crown, it is very important to kind of do justice to it. You can't just jump into things that you've been fighting
But
against.
that also is coming because you are pausing enough in life.
Yeah.
You're saying that I'm not going to rush myself into things.
Exactly,
You pause,
exactly.
and that pause is making you think through your actions.
Yes. And I think with that also, I have a good support system around me. My husband, he doesn't force me for anything. He just says, you do what you want to do. He takes care of the financial part of it because I'm bad at that. So he does all the mutual funds and savings and everything for me. And he lets me do every other, take care of every other aspect of it. My parents, they just keep pushing me through. So if I tell them that I've had a script and I tell them that मुझे ये role कुछ पसंद नहीं आया, so they'll say, okay, don't do it. You don't have to rush through it. कोई जल्दी नहीं है. तुम्हारा पति कमा रहा है. मैं कहा, okay, कमा मैं भी रही हूँ, but ठीक है. You don't have to pay your bills. You have a house. You have this and that. So you're not मर नहीं रही हो.
तुम do it for fun, do it for pleasure,
yes,
do it for interest.
And and I don't have kids, so I think for now I can think about.
Sure. Besides acting, any other talent which you're investing in?
Sleeping a lot.
I really love this. You're really like,
I love sleeping a lot. I love sleeping a lot.
So Bharat ki beti, sleeping beauty.
Yes, sleeping beauty. Oh wow, nice. Because I haven't slept a lot in last year, so I'm just trying to do as much as I can. And on days that when I really wake up early, what I do is I try to get into the kitchen, which I don't enjoy much, but a lot of people don't know I cook for my husband. I prepare his breakfast, I pack his lunch, I send him to office. So I do all the gharelu kaam also. Achha. And I like doing that. Okay. Except for cooking.
Yeah. Okay. Can you describe yourself in 3 words or a sentence that captures your unstoppable spirit?
I would rather do a sentence, I think.
Yes. Go for it.
So it captures my unstoppable spirit. So it actually is this all about this tattoo that the fact that I have found my roots and I have stopped looking for home in others. I have found home in myself, and that has made me grounded and that has made me unstoppable because I can see more clearly now. I don't have people standing in front of me blocking the way. So now the pathway is open and I can see my goal.
Wow.
Much clearly now.
Wow. Amazing. I love this show because every time I'm meeting people, they have a very different aspect to or perspective to unstoppable
and
spirit.
That is very important.
Yes.
These conversations I feel are so important even in regular life. If you talk to people, it is so important to understand where they're coming from.
Yes.
Everybody has a different story. Everybody has had a different childhood. Everybody has a different marriage.
Yes.
And highs and lows are different. And they have learned something different from it. I know people who have gone through childhood traumas and come out amazing people. And I still know people who have had amazing childhoods and turned out to be the worst people. So there are
all kinds out there.
All kinds of people.
But coming back to you, we had a lovely time, Sargam.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for coming on the show. I think you have been really a fresh blast of energy for this show, and thank you so much. It was an honor.
It was my pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.